In this video, we are going to discuss about the basics of AWT. What is AWT? To introduce about AWT, AWT stands for Abstract Window Toolkit. AWT is an application programming interface for creating GUI-based applications in Java. And AWT allows the programmers in Java to develop Windows-based applications. It provides various components like buttons, labels, checkbox, etc., which can be used as objects within a Java program. And the AWT components use the resources of the operating system. That is, all the AWT components are platform independent. So now we move on to the hierarchy of AWT. The object is the superclass. Now there is a class called as component, which is an abstract class. It is derived from the superclass object. This component class, which is an abstract class, it consists of a number of subclasses such as button, label, checkbox, choice, list, and container. Container again is a subclass of component. Now container is a class wherein you can place all the components into the container. So container there are 4 different types of containers, namely window, panel, frame, and dialog. So all the components can be placed into what is called as a container. Now let's move further. Now coming to again what is meant by a component. As said earlier, component class is an abstract class. It contains all the properties of the component which is visible on the screen. The component object contains information about the currently selected foreground and background color. It also contains information about the currently selected text color. Now coming to what is a container. A container is a component that contains number of components such as button, text field, label, checkbox, etc. Now as I already informed, there are 4 different types of containers, namely panel, window, frame, and dialog. Now let's move into a very simple program which makes use of this AWT component. Right? Let's look at the example. In order to use AWT in your program, you have to import the package java.awt.start. Now I'm going to write a program wherein I'm going to when I run my program, it is just going to create a frame, and in that frame I'm going to place a button. That is what my program is going to do now. So I create a class, and within the constructor of the class, first thing that I do is I create an object for frame. Now frame is again a subclass. Subclass of which class? It is the subclass of the container class. So first I create an object of type frame. So F here is the object that has been created of type frame, and then I create a button called as B, that is an object of type button class, and I want my button to be called as hello world. So that is the argument that I supply within the parenthesis. Then I now create the size, set the bounds for the button and the size of the button. So the values are given, and now I want to put this button into the frame, because the frame is the container which is going to consist of the component. The component is button, the container is the frame. So within the frame, I must place the button. So using the add method, I just say f.add of B, where F is the object of frame and B is the object of button. So I have now placed the button into the frame. Now I give the size for the frame using the set size method. Now I give a title for my frame, which is Java T point. Now the next thing that I do is I need to set the layout. The layout, I give it as the default layout for the frame, and then I have to make the frame visible. So by default, the frame will not be visible. You have to use the set visible method to make the frame visible. So after this is done, all this code will go into the constructor. Now I write my main method wherein I create the object for the class. So this object AWT will create the frame. So once I run this program, this is the output that I will get. I will be getting a frame. So the whole thing is the frame. The frame title I had given as Java T point. So that comes there. The button appears, button is the component which I placed inside the frame. And I gave this boundary limits for the button, and I gave the name of the button as Hello World. So all that is being displayed here. So this is just a simple program which teaches us how to create a simple Java application using AWT components. Thank you.